What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, in today's video, I wanted to make a quick and easy video about Solana because I do believe we're getting even clearer implications of what the next move could look like and exactly how we can go about it to, of course, maximize our gains no matter what this crypto market does. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into today's video. So over the last couple of days, we've been tracking this previous establishment of support right within this 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone, of course sitting between the prices of $34.70 and about $31. Now, of course, to find this, all you're going to simply do is go to your Fibonacci, draw your swing low down at this support establishment at 25.61, and draw that resistance up towards your high at $48. Now, as you can see here, we are finding support within this zone. This is the most important zone in Solana's charts right now. Now, the reason I say that is because it is going to completely dictate what the next move looks like. If we're capable of holding it and we can get a bounce to the upside here, I do believe we could get a swing all the way back up to the high 30s to even 40s to retest this downward sloping trend line. But if we do lose this level, I do believe it would be a near immediate start pull to the downside into the 20s as low as the $26 to $25 level. So my goal in today's video is to tell you the 3 different ways you could be going about this and how I personally am going about it to, of course, maximize gains. Remember, my goal in this channel is to never say, hey, it has to go up or it has to go down. That's just unrealistic, right? No one knows what's going to happen. But what we can do is prepare for any outcome so that we can be ready for anything that happens and continuously make gains any way this market goes. So looking at Solana, let's talk about the bullish scenario. Let's talk about if we are capable of establishing a beautiful double bottom here, and we can start to get the break towards the upside. Well, personally speaking, I do believe there's 2 ways to go about this. Let's talk about the risky and the less risky. So the more risky way to go about it, in my opinion, is to start accumulating now, right? We have a beautiful level of support here. We're not seeing any type of massive bearish divergence on the charts. The reason I say that is because we're clearly setting, lower highs here off this stronger bounce, the higher high, the bounce, the higher high. Like the RSI is just working in tandem, right, with the price, which is great. That's a good sign. Now, considering the fact that we're not seeing any bearish divergence, we're in a key level of support and we are seemingly holding up some type of double bottom here, I would say that one of the more risky ways to play this is to go ahead and start purchasing now and establish a stop loss below this level of support. And I would say right around $29.65 would be a good level. What this means is that if you're buying here, you're betting that we're going to start to see this double bottom play out and we start to push to the downside. Now, if you're not willing to take the full risk by just simply buying right here, you can set a stop loss to say that, okay, well, if we break below this double bottom, realistically, the odds are that we're probably going to start to retrace lower, and I want to close this trade because I was wrong. Assuming that we would bounce off this level. That's the more risky way to play it because, of course, you are still risking some type of price fall from where we are down here of like 9 to 10%. So I definitely wouldn't be doing that on huge leverage nor with a huge position size. Now, personally, I'm not doing that because I'm more focusing my money towards Bitcoin and Ethereum. But what I am doing is actually going to be waiting to see if it plays out. And if it plays out, if we're capable of breaking this macro green trend line that we've been stuck within since about, let's just call it May of this year, okay? What you can see is that back in May, we put in this high. And then back in early August, end of July, we put in another high right here. Now, as we do put in these 2 lines, it's very clear that that's going to be a key level of significance. And the reality is that once we get back up to this, we're probably going to struggle at it a little bit before eventually breaking it at some point. We're going to break this line eventually. It just depends on when, right? So what I would want to see is, okay, does this double bottom play out? If this double bottom plays out and we do see this W go into play, we have a breakup target well past this trend line here, more realistically up towards $48. So if we're capable of seeing this happen and then we break back above it and hold support here, get the closes above this trend line, this is the point where I would become much more confident in buying, and that even if we do kind of pull back a little bit, the likelihood is once we break a key level of resistance of this nature, we will usually continue to the top side, especially at that point we would have put in a low, a high, a higher low, likely to put in the higher high at some point. And so for that reason, I would be looking to accumulate and purchase once we're capable of breaking this trend line here as a more secure way of accumulating some Solana, expecting the growth to the top side. Now, of course, there is the risk that I, miss out on a gain here, which could be a huge gain, right? I mean, this could be a gain of 20 to 30%. But personally, I'm comfortable with my position size, and considering the fact that there is still the risk of a fall as far as, 50 15 to even up to 26% to the downside, I don't want to be taking on a 50-50 bet here to say that we will bounce whenever the risk to the downside is just as big. Okay, I would rather it be more in my favor, which looks like us breaking this trend line. So those are the two ways you can play it, and of course it's totally up to you, but I'm going to wait until we see the breaking, the holding of support, and then I will be accumulating there. Now, let's talk about if this thing starts to break to the downside, because I will start to take on a trade there. So what I'm going to be looking for is that if we start to get the daily close below $29.65, that is going to then be a complete loss of the 618 to 786 box, this blue box right here. And what will usually happen once that box is lost is we will retrace back to our previous low. In this example, it is at $25. Now, do understand there were a lot of wicks in this zone, right? The bull stepped in here and here and here and here. Multiple occasions the bull stepped in below this $29 level. And so I wouldn't be going in on a huge short position once we lose $29.65, because again, the bulls probably were going to step in at some point. But I do believe it is very likely that if we lose this key level of support, which the bulls have been fighting to keep the price above, that there's a strong possibility we do start to continue to the downside here. And I will be opening up a short trade, expecting some push towards this at least $26 to $27 level, which could be anywhere from 15 to 20% in gains, because I use about 2x leverage. So for me personally, the two ways I'm going about it are our two lines here. We break the big trend line to the top side, I'm going long. We lose this bottom side at $29.65, I'm going to go short. And I'd probably put a stop loss on that short trade somewhere around this $31 level, just in case we do get the wick and then to pump back to the top side. I don't want to get caught shorting at a bottom, okay? We could get faked out, we usually won't, but there is always that possibility. So just make sure you protect yourself always, no matter what you're trading, with some stop losses, okay? So these are the ways I can see this playing out. I'm not seeing much divergence or any other indicators, and so I am preparing all these trades here on BitGet. As I've mentioned many times before, I believe BitGet's the best exchange in the world, and if you actually do go down to the link in the description, the comment section and the description, you are going to see a link that will get you $115 basically completely for free. Once you sign up on BitGet, you'll get $15 as a USDT futures trading bonus completely on the exchange, completely for free. After that, once you sign up and deposit up to $1,000, you will get 10% back on your deposit. So if you deposit $200, you'll get $20 back. You deposit $900, you'll get $90 back. You deposit $1,000, which is the max, you will get $100 back. This is the easiest and the best sign up and deposit bonus in the world right now from any exchange, major exchange that I've seen, and you make sure you absolutely take advantage of those very, very easy dollars, okay? But with that said, guys, this is about it for me today. It's a very easy setup. I love whenever I see macro structure of this nature because the moves are huge, right? This move would be big. This move would be big. When we have these macro structures, the moves are typically big and we can see some big gains almost no matter what. So for that reason, stay tuned for the updates on Solana. Make sure you are turning on notifications when you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one, as it could be the big one. And make sure you do follow me on all of my Twitters and Instagrams and stuff all down below. But with that said, that's going to be about it. Of course, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.